haircut? At Scissors and Scotch Lincoln, they blend your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. Sink into a comfy chair, unwind with a complimentary drink, and let their master barbers handle the rest. It's not just grooming, it's an experience. Whether you're prepping for a big meeting, needing to get cleaned up before family comes to town, or just need a little time to yourself, Scissors and Scotch Lincoln delivers sharp style every time. Book now at Scissors and Scotch in Lincoln, just south of 30th and Yankee Hill Road.
A membership with John Henry's will fast-track you to front-of-the-line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing. Heating
and electrical.
It's basketball season, and Salt Mine City is your pregame and postgame headquarters in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Get ready for the game with their big, fatty 7-ounce hamburger or try a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, your basketball headquarters, now open at 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to Oak Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at Oak Street Carpet.
Oak Street Carpet.
1732 Oak Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's been a busy day in sports. A lot has happened while you were up to your eyeballs in work. Catch up on what went down in Nebraska athletics, college sports, and your favorite pro sports leagues. This is Late Night in Lincoln, live on 93.7 The Ticket. Sponsored by Canopy Street Market. Here is your host, Nick Whyman.
Welcome in. One more hour left in this beautiful Tuesday. I would say Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's been nice around the capital city. However, it sounds like some snow is going to be approaching potentially not only here in Lincoln, but across the state. So safe travels to everybody over the next couple of days. Not sure how much snow we're supposed to get. I've seen some reports like 1 to 2 inches in Lincoln, but some places maybe 5 plus across the state. So it's crazy how that works. Nebraska, I mean, people like me were wearing shorts to places around town. Seen people walking around downtown the last 2 days wearing shorts. And now you're going to have to bring back the winter coats, get the shovels back out, and get the pants and everything like that. So fall spring was here. We all knew if you've lived anywhere in the Midwest before, you knew fall spring was a thing. And that is what was happening this week here in Nebraska. And that's just how it rolls. And in a couple weeks, March will come around. Who knows? You got to be prepared for anything. Sun's out. It's, feels like 60, 70 degrees. Sun goes down. Wind picks up. It's still chilly outside. So get your coat, get your jacket, safe travels to everybody, no matter where you're going over the next couple of days, because who knows what weather in stores. But let's get into everything that's happened in the past couple of days and tonight. Tonight has been there's a lot of things going on in sports. So if you want to join the conversation, if you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or on Allo Channel 961, join the conversation. Leave your chats in there. Or if you're on the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line, 402-464-5685. That is 402-464-5685. Love to join the conversation because there's a lot to talk about. First thing, we'll stick to Nebraska sports. We'll put a bow on yesterday's game between Nebraska and Iowa as reflect kind of on what happened there in that low-scoring affair loss to the Hawkeyes. I know it eats Husker fans alive hearing a loss to Iowa. We'll put a bow on that one and look ahead to the rest of the season because last night was not an elimination game. Last night was not a March Madness NCAA tournament game. It was a Big Ten road regular season game. So we'll put a bow on that one. We'll talk about Nebraska women. They head to the Pacific Northwest tomorrow as they face the Ducks in Oregon, looking to get back in the win column after a couple of tough losses over the past couple of weeks. And then Nebraska softball, Alexis Jensen, co-freshman of the week. We'll talk a little bit about her rise to the occasion so far in the 2026 campaign for Nebraska ball. But as always, like I said, join the conversation, 402-464-5685, if you're on Facebook, X, YouTube, or Allo Channel 961. So let's start with the basketball. Nebraska basketball. It's been over 24 hours since the final buzzer sounded in Iowa City. Nebraska 3-21 all time in Iowa City. It stings. I know. A lot of people, that game happens, and it's tough. Those kind of games are tough, especially when, there's some calls down the stretch that don't go your way. But at the same time, you're shooting 21% from the 3-point line. And Iowa's just in there, and Iowa, to their credit, they needed a staple win at this time of year. They entered yesterday 18-7, 8-6 in the Big Ten. They've lost so many games to top 25 opponents. They've lost some games to teams like Maryland, who are near the bunker of the Big Ten conference standings. And Ben McCollum and his crew needed a win, and they had opportunities coming up. And this was one of them. And they, was it pretty for them? 57 points. I mean, in most college basketball games in the year 2026, scoring 57 points in the collegiate level probably won't win you many games. By probably, I mean more than likely it will not win you many games. But Sturt scored 25 for them, 25 of the 57, 8 of 22 from the floor, made all 7 of his free throws throughout the game, and held Nebraska to, like I said, 21% from beyond the arc. Price Stanford led them in scoring with 13. He did break the record, the single-season record for most three-point attempts made in a Nebraska uniform, which is ironic because it was at Iowa, his former school that he transferred from. However, he only scored 13 points, and everybody else he was the team high. Usually like 13, he'll drop 13, and that's enough for Nebraska. Maybe 15. He scored 29 a couple weeks ago. And it wasn't enough. The rest of the team, not a lot there. And I was just able to grab momentum and hold on to that momentum throughout. Nebraska cut it to 3 late, but they were just kind of hanging on by a thread. And Iowa was able to just put the ball in the bucket and a little bit better than Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska did shoot a better field goal percentage than them. But before we put on a bow on this one, I mean, I want to look more at the 7-man rotation. Nebraska, a lot of people are calling for better rebounding. People are calling for better, more depth at this time of year. We're in the mid-February. The postseason's fastly approaching. The end of the regular season's in the rearview mirror. Nebraska's pretty much said they're going to roll with the 7-man rotation the rest of the way. Leo Curtis was available. Jared Garcia was available. And neither one of them saw the floor at all during this loss to Iowa. I was surprised. A lot of people were surprised we didn't see Jared Garcia at all. Jared Garcia at times has been able to make some shots off the bench, but sometimes he's kind of come flat and just not been able to score. I see two sides of it. Like, do you force him out there and see what he can do, or do you just run the risk of, hey, the 7-man rotation is kind of what we've been rolling with. Can't really go away from it now that we are 25 plus games into a season. Nebraska decided to do that. Just go with the 7 guys. You look, starters, Sam Hoiberg, 36 minutes, 4 points, 2 of 8 shooting. Jamarcus Lawrence, 28 minutes, 11 points, 3 of 6 shooting. Rink Mass, 32 minutes, 8 points, 4 of 10 shooting. I mentioned Price Stanford already, 37 minutes of the 40, 13 points in his homecoming return, whatever you want to call it, kind of game to Iowa. 3 of 7 shooting, 2 threes on 6 attempts. And then Burke Buchengel, only 21 minutes, 4 points, 50% from the floor, missed his 1 3-point attempt. That was a starting lineup for the Huskers. It's been rare that we've seen a Nebraska team where there's only 2 guys in the starting lineup in double figures. Sam Hoiberg only having 4. I mean, he had 14 the other day against Northwestern. And I don't know if I don't think people are mentioning fatigue with this team. When you're only playing so many players and you're playing, 2 games a week, Monday through Sunday, fatigue happens with every team, regardless of how many guys you're playing the rotation. Like if you're playing a 5-man rotation, which is very rare in college basketball, yes, your legs are going to get tired. They're going to get worn. Yes, that happens from game to game. That happens with every college basketball team, I feel. Was it more mental? Was it more mental fatigue? I don't know. I'm curious because you go into an environment like Iowa, which they threw they made it a whole junction that anti-Nebraska kind of ordeal. One, you're playing your rival in basketball for the first time of 2 times this season, and they have the Heroes Trophy on display from Nebraska. And we know in the fall when Black Friday comes around, Iowa's won most of the meetings against Nebraska in recent memory on the gridiron. Okay, there's one thing. Then you have the football team there in a sense, wearing their jerseys and the cheerleaders, they're dancing with the cheerleaders at halftime, kind of like a little high school halftime show they usually have for the seniors or whatever. They have that. They made it a whole hoopla that hey, kind of in your face about it too, which to their credit, Nebraska's got to shut them up in some shape or form. Does Nebraska beat them in other sports? Yes, Nebraska beats them in volleyball. Nebraska's beat them in basketball time and time again too. But football is football, and they're going to make that just rub it in from time to time, and that is what happened. And then they get the last laugh. They get to storm the court. That's a conversation for another. The court storming, I will say this. I'm not anti-court storm in any facet. I think it's what makes college, not just college basketball. I think court storming makes college sports special. When you see it on a Saturday in the fall and you see an upset happen and you see one I'll point out is Purdue over Ohio State a couple of years ago in college football when Purdue beat Ohio State and stormed the field. Or there's so many different situations you can throw out there. That is what makes college football so special, is court stormings, field stormings, or whatever. However, there is a fine line you can't cross. You can't. In the world of social media today, people are going to grab their phones and put it in front of a player's face, a coach's face, or whatnot. I don't like that. And That happened yesterday at Fred Hoiberg. Both universities have kind of put out statements about the interaction that Coach Hoiberg had with a member of the audience from last night. It's all over social media. It's 11:16 on a Wednesday night. The game was more than 24 hours ago. You probably, if you haven't been on social media, you probably have already seen the clip by now. If you have, I think you can't do that. Like, just be a decent human being. Storm the court with your buddies. Jump around on the logo. Just get out of the way of the opposing team. Don't put a camera in don't put a phone in their face. These are human beings too. Be a decent human being about it. I get it. You want the viral moment. The viral moment is what people are chasing, and that's what they got. And it looks bad from, you point fingers at everyone. It's like that Spider-Man meme where you're pointing at somebody and they're pointing at you saying, oh, you're wrong for this. You're wrong for reacting that way. Well, like, I don't know. If somebody had a phone in my face, I wouldn't like it. Especially if you're in like a situation where you're like, okay, we got to get out of here. And then somebody's just sticking a phone in your face and saying whatever's being said. I'm not anti-court storming. Just be a decent human being about it and just storm the field, storm the court with your buddies. Celebrate with your fan base. Let the opposing team, not only in Nebraska, but this is happening in college basketball in numerous games. Duke a couple weeks ago against North Carolina. That is the rivalry of college basketball between the Tar Heels and the Blue Devils. Steph Tremble hits the three from the corner. Crowd storms on the field, and John Shire, Duke's head coach, former Blue Devil, doesn't like it because of situations. I think if you're the opposing team and you get knocked off on the road, there has to be some kind of security just to get you out of there, get you to the locker room, get out of sight, shake hands, and get them out of there. I don't know how you police it. I don't know how you make a policy out of it, but. And then if you're the opposing, the home fans, celebrate with your team. It's their accomplishment. It's their moment. You don't have to bring the opposing team there. Oh, we knocked off insert opponent. Celebrate with your team. Celebrate with your fan base. That is how I would go about that. But Nebraska turns the page, like I mentioned at the top of the show. Yesterday in Iowa City was not an elimination game, was not a Big Ten tournament game, was not a NCAA tournament game. It was a Big Ten regular season game, and there are slip-ups in college basketball. We'll mention that in the second segment. We'll talk about the wild world of college basketball right now. The last couple of days of college basketball have been elite, to say the least. There have been some really fun games, especially tonight. There were some notable games, some notable upsets. We talked about it a little bit last night. We saw, A10 action. Rhode Island handed St. Louis their first loss in conference thing. St. Louis is still ranked. We only lost 2 games all year. St. Louis, it's a tough loss, but it's conference play. Conference play in college basketball is tough. It's not like football where you play once a week. You play these teams who are, no matter where you are. So you've seen teams who are hovering around 500 get wins. I'm looking at you, Arizona State. Arizona State beating Texas Tech last night. We'll talk a little bit about that one as well. Teams who are ranked slip up on the road from time to time. And you tip your cap and you move on, and that happens in college basketball. It happens all the time. We've seen national champions slip up and lose, eventual national champions slip up and lose a regular season game to a team they probably shouldn't, and then they win the entire big dance come early April. It's the beauty of college basketball, I think. Iowa, were they a bad team? Were they like a 14-win team? No, they are going to be on that 7, 8, 9 seed, depending on where you look at it right now. A lot of season left. Depends where you look. They are an NCAA tournament team. Nebraska also lost to Michigan. They are probably a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Illinois, Nebraska lost them. They are going to be hovering around top 5 seed in the NCAA tournament. And then Purdue, they're going to be around also a top 5 seed, 1 through 5 seed in the NCAA tournament. Nebraska doesn't really have a bad loss. Was yesterday a stinging loss and a deflating loss for Husker Nation? Yeah, I mean, losing to Iowa. Nebraska doesn't like losing to Iowa, and it's happened a lot across sports, not just basketball, but it's happened in football. It happened last year with the overtime game there in Iowa City. Nebraska's only won 3 of the 24 meetings in Iowa City on the hardwood. It stings. And it's deflating, but the page turns forward. Nebraska gets to play at home for the next 2 games. February 21st on Saturday, they play the Penn State, who Penn State just lost tonight to Rutgers. That game will start at 1 o'clock on the Big Ten Network. Post game will be here. I'll be here around 3 o'clock. Austin Norman will be chiming in from PBA. He will stream in, and we'll have that around 3 o'clock on Saturday, this Saturday, Penn State, Nebraska. And then after that, they play the 25th. They play home against Maryland, another team who's kind of struggled. They beat Iowa, though, 77-70 a couple weeks ago. Nebraska will play them on the 25th at 6 o'clock. And then the West Coast trip at USC on the 28th. And then March 3rd, late night game, 10 o'clock Central Time at UCLA. And then guess what? Close out the regular season. You get Iowa March 8th to close out regular season play. 8147. I get that it happens a lot in college basketball. Losing 4 games in 2 weeks in the exact same way and not having a win over a team with a win record in nearly a month is concerning. I'm not stuttering, but there's stuff that clearly needs to get corrected. I mean, I'm not saying like Nebraska is this perfect team. Yeah, every team in college basketball, all 300 plus of them in the Division I level, there's no perfect team. Record-wise, Miami, Ohio has a perfect record. Are they a perfect team? No. Rebounding obviously needs to be a big concern for a lot of fans. It's been in these games when they're playing against a team with Oscar Clough and Purdue. Nebraska's gone cold the last couple of games. They've turned the ball over a lot the last couple of games. It's a week-to-week basis, and Nebraska's got time to clean that up. We are sitting here February 18th. Nebraska's still got 5 games left on the regular season schedule, all the way to March 8th, and then the new season begins with the Big Ten tournament, where Nebraska's going to play some really good teams throughout, no matter where they're going to be seeing. If they get a double bye, if they get a triple bye, or whatnot, they're going to play some really good teams, and they have time to correct that. Like Nebraska is 22-4. They have time to correct that. But we're running out of time in this first segment, so I want to talk a little about Nebraska women's basketball. They are playing tomorrow in the Pacific Northwest. They are playing Oregon, 8 o'clock Central tip on the Big Ten, BTN Plus, excuse me. Nebraska women's basketball is just needing a win in some shape or form. Last win came at home against Northwestern and Illinois, and since then they have dropped 5 straight games to Ohio State, Michigan, Maryland, Minnesota, and now most recently this past Monday to Iowa, 80-67. Nebraska is now 16-10 on the season. They are 12th in the Big Ten. Is the season kind of slipping away in a sense? I mean, Natalie Potts is out for the year. Teams have kind of figured out how to beat Nebraska and be able to kind of put on a little bit of run. Because Nebraska will play solid for 3 quarters in some of these games. Like Iowa game, they came out very flat, and then Iowa was able to just jump on them and kind of just held that lead throughout. And the Minnesota game, they went down early in the first half. Were able to kind of chip away third quarter, early fourth, but late run by the Gophers puts Minnesota over the top. Maryland kind of took a lead after the second quarter, and then just kind of went on from there. Michigan kind of the same way. Ohio State also. It's just one bad quarter. They cannot have that against quality teams in the Big Ten, because some of these losses are not, Ohio State, Michigan, Maryland, Iowa. 4 of the last 5 losses are to ranked teams, but Nebraska has not beat a ranked team all year in women's basketball. They don't have a ranked team at the moment on the rest of their schedule, but they have Oregon tomorrow, who is a solid Big Ten team. They are 18-9 this season, 6-8 in conference play, 11th in the Big Ten right now as it stands. So they're kind of hovering around the same territory as Nebraska. Katie Feesbo is their primary scorer, 14.2 points per game. Going on the road, just trying to find a win, because Nebraska is on a drought. They're on a losing skid, and those are never fun in any sport. And they're just trying to just find a way. Britt Prince is going to have to be a factor. Amaya Hargrove, they're going to have to find a way to just put an end to this, because they only have 3 more games, because their regular season ends earlier, before the month turns to March, before they start the women's Big Ten tournament and all the other tournaments across college basketball on the women's side. So you look at the schedule here, they go to the Pacific Northwest. They're playing Oregon tomorrow, 8 o'clock. They'll play Sunday at 2 o'clock at Washington. and then they'll close out regular season play February 20th. So the gap is closing for Nebraska women's basketball. And right now, starting to slide. I know some people had them as a 9 seed. And if you look at the bracketology across where you had a couple weeks ago, they're sitting like at a 6 seed, maybe as high as a 7, 6 or a 7 seed. And that's continuing to slip away after the losses continue to add up. And it's not good when you're ending the season on a losing skid in every sport. And that is, you want to be playing your best ball as the end of the season progresses. Right now, Nebraska started out all those wins, conference play. They've let some games trick away too. Michigan State, they're a ranked team, lost that one on the road. Wisconsin, not a ranked team, but they lost that one close on the road. They have a lot of really close Big Ten losses. Got to put it together this time of year, and they will have to do that against the Ducks in Oregon tomorrow night, 8:00 Central. Tip in the Pacific Northwest on that trip. So that'll be interesting because they just have to put an end to a losing skid. Because if you're going into the Big Ten tournament on this big, long losing skid, you're going to have to find a way to dig yourself out. Because right now they're sitting 12th in the conference. That's not great. And you're going to have to find a way to just dig yourself out and run the gauntlet and maybe stack some wins, maybe upset some teams you've played throughout the year. Before we go to break, I wanted to touch on Nebraska women's Nebraska softball. Alexa Jensen was Sports Illustrated co-freshman of the week honors. It was announced on Tuesday. She started 3 games for Nebraska at the Shriners Children's Clearwater Invitational last weekend. She claimed wins over number 12 LSU and then number 1 Texas Tech at the time. She allowed no runs, only 1 hit in 4 innings against the Tigers, and only 1 earned run against Texas Tech. So complimentary to Jordy Fromm. You don't have to put all the pitching on Jordy Fromm in the circle. You have Alexa Jensen, who's become a superstar in just about 2 weeks. Everybody knows who Alexa Jensen is. Played softball up at Gretna High School, just down the road from Lincoln, up near the Omaha Metro, and has blossomed early. The moment hasn't been too big for her and a lot of her teammates. As a true freshman having to step in, not only those 2 games, but also opening day. They played number 25 Washington at the time, a ranked team. Hey, you're getting the nod in the circle, game 1, and you're facing a team that's going to be very familiar with a Big Ten team in Washington, and you're going to pitch in some big moments. You're asked to pitch against teams like LSU, teams like Texas Tech, right off the bat, no pun intended, and been able to answer the call and look like, hey, you belong playing at this level. And the moment's not too big for her. So when we come back after the break, we'll talk about the wild couple of days of college basketball. Not only Nebraska, the court storming with Fred Hoiberg happened. There was a lot of Big Ten games last night. There were some upsets, not only yesterday, but tonight. And there was some off-the-court stuff, like I mentioned, the Fred Hoiberg stuff, but there's also Mick Cronin, UCLA's coach, always is in the headlines, some shape or form. He somehow finds a way, win or lose, has a comment about something that makes social media, has a social media presence in some shape or form. So we'll be right back. Keep the conversation going, 402-464-5685. Late Night Lincoln, Nick Whyman, you're listening to here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Geode Health is now open in Lincoln, bringing high-quality mental health care to the community. Located downtown near Lincoln Central Business District, this is Geode's first location in Nebraska and part of a growing national footprint. Now welcoming patients to work with Dr. Eric Curry, board-certified outpatient psychiatrist specializing in adult mental health care, including treatment for ADHD, anxiety, depression, mood disorders, medication management, and more. Geode is also growing in its Lincoln Care Team, with opportunities for therapists interested in collaborative, patient-centered care. Appointments available now. Visit geodehealth.com. That's GEODE health.com.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com. Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate. Fans, are you craving the ultimate game day experience? Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill has your front row seat to all the action. Dive into delicious wings, juicy burgers, and ice-cold drinks, all served up with TVs covering every inch of the wall, so you'll never miss a play. Rally your crew, cheer on your team, and take advantage of game night specials every week. Stop in for a Nebraska basketball game with a party of 4 or more and receive a free pitcher of beer. Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill, right by the Lincoln Airport at 3111 Northwest 12th Street.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Bundle up, bring your crew, and make this winter one for the books with Bachfest on Saturday, February 21st at Beer House. Enjoy winter brews that will tangle with your taste buds, polka dancing, games like Hammerschlagen and Stein Stamina, and more. Bach beer will be flowing, and sausages and pretzels will be available for purchase. Doors open at 11 a.m. and the party goes outside until 6 p.m. before moving inside. VIP tickets are $75, but just $10 gets you in the door. Buy your tickets today at beerhousene.com for Bachfest on Saturday, February 21st.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Gentlemen, are you ready for something beyond the ordinary haircut? At Scissors and Scotch Lincoln, they blend your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. Sink into a comfy chair, unwind with a complimentary drink, and let their master barbers handle the rest. It's not just grooming, it's an experience. Whether you're prepping for a big meeting, needing to get cleaned up before family comes to town, or just need a little time to yourself, Scissors and Scotch Lincoln delivers sharp style every time. Book now at Scissors and Scotch in Lincoln, just south of 30th and Yankee Hill Road.
Back to Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is your host, Nick Whyman.
And we're back, Late Night in Lincoln with Nick Whyman, 93.7 The Ticket, and ticketfm.com here on 1040 O Street. With you for another half hour before send you into your Thursday. As it's getting a little chilly outside, I went to go feel during the break. It's getting a little cold. So, yeah, people are out in the golf courses and whatnot the past couple of days, past weekend, and now back to, unless you like golfing in the cold, which seems to, if you ever listen to Big Red Birdies or Arden's Angle, it sounds like people, some people like to golf in the cold. Do what you want. That is all you. I'm not a golfer, so watch golf, but I putt. I'll stick with putt. I'm not you'll not catch me out there on the driving range. Maybe one day. But it is a wild world right now, the wild, wild west of college basketball. Let's just go through last night. Not only did what we saw with Iowa City and Nebraska, you had that game, that low-scoring affair, but then you have the court storming and the Fred Hoiberg hitting the phone out of the guy's hand, and that all social media galore fest, or whatever you want to call it, happens. And then you have last night in college basketball. Along with that, you had Michigan-Purdue playing. It was a really good night in Big Ten basketball. Michigan beating Purdue 91-80. The score doesn't reflect. Michigan pretty much controlled it throughout. Michigan is number one for reason. They're going to get to play Duke on Saturday. It's a really fun college basketball weekend. College basketball, the football season wrapping up with the Super Bowl and college football playoff. Beyond this, college basketball really starts to take center stage across America. Yeah, that game last night. Michigan State beating UCLA in the Big Ten. That game, Michigan State won by a lot of points. It was all Michigan State throughout. The big storyline of that one is not Tom Izzo's group. It's more UCLA's coach, Mick Cronin. Mick Cronin, another clip you can find online where he kind of ejects his own player from the game. And then after the game, in the media scrum after the locker room, a question was asked about the Michigan State student section, and Mick Cronin, to this media member who did not, he didn't like the question, and he basically told him, this is the worst question I've ever been asked. And then they kind of had a little bit of a back and forth saying, like, you raised your voice to me, and a very awkward exchange in front of, if you're in a media scrum ever, you're like the coaches near a wall or whatnot, and then you have, everyone just kind of gathers around him. It's a scrum of people. And Mick Cronin did not like the question that was asked. It was about just kind of Michigan State student section and whatnot. Then it kind of turned into kind of I don't really want to say a personal attack at both these guys, between this media member and Mick Cronin. Kind of awkward. For everybody else there, it's like, you're just in this weird situation then, and then just kind of move on. Mick Cronin's had situations like this where he's complained about the Big Ten scheduling and whatnot, and it's good for sound bites. I'll say that. Like, it's all over social media. You see about every once a week there's something that's said that he either one doesn't like, or one that he has something to say about, and that's Nebraska will get to see him in a couple weeks. They'll play UCLA on a Tuesday night out in Los Angeles. So if you didn't know Mick Cronin, you probably do now. That happened the other night. We were on the topic of upsets. There were multiple ones. Well, not only Nebraska losing, but you had Arizona State beating number 13 Texas Tech last night. Texas Tech knocked off Arizona over the weekend, but then they lose JT Toppin, who's out for the season now with an injury. So Texas Tech, who knows what their season goes from here. Somebody can be able to step up. In a tough conference, there are some really good teams in the Big 12. And the Big 12 tournament should be a blast. But you see one of your top star go down at this point in the season, that is tough to see. And Arizona State, they were hovering around 500. They won that game. NC State, team that's kind of a bubble team, more than likely is going to be in the tournament. They are kind of hovering around there. They are over 500. They're a solid team. They beat North Carolina, who beat Duke the other week. So in college basketball, upsets happen all the time. And then Rhode Island beat number 18 St. Louis. St. Louis had no losses in the A-10. Their only loss in the year came to Stanford way back early in the season when those teams met in November. And then Rhode Island beat them. So I think if you look at yesterday and you see the Nebraska loss that happened to Iowa, college basketball, this is what makes this sport so special, is the upsets, the unpredictability throughout the season. Because most nights, a top team will just blow out a bottom feeder in the conference. But there are said games across the country where you have, a couple weeks ago, Penn State hung with a team like Michigan. That's what makes college basketball so special. And we see it in March all the time. A Fairleigh Dickinson beating a Purdue, a UMBC beating a Virginia. I think that's what makes this sport so. A St. Peter's team, the Peacocks, knock it off everybody and making a run as far as they can and make history. That's what makes college basketball so special, the upsets. I know Nebraska's on the wrong end of one. Nebraska's been on their fair share of other upsets. They've beaten teams like Wisconsin. They've beaten teams like Purdue. That's what makes the sport so fun, is the unpredictability, especially in conference play, and you're playing in a really good conference. So that was last night. But you look into tonight. Tonight was even as crazy, I should say. So UConn played tonight. UConn, 5th in the nation. 2 losses coming tonight. They just lost to St. John's a couple weeks ago on a Friday night on the road. They're at home tonight against a 500 Creighton team, 13-13 Creighton. And Creighton wins 91-84 on the road. What? Josh Dix dropped 21 for Creighton and 8 rebounds to lead the Blue Jays. That's good for Nebraska. That helps the resume a little bit. Nebraska beat Creighton, so Creighton only helping out the Huskers there potentially with them beating UConn. 91-84, tied at half at 45-45, and Josh Dix leads the way with 21 and 8. Wow. That is a upset. Those are the games. This is what makes college basketball so fun. There was a top 25 matchup. Alabama played Arkansas. And, it's 25 against 20. Good game. SEC teams who are ranked. Both teams are around the same record coming into tonight. Well, they played more than 40 minutes. They went to double overtime, with the Crimson Tide coming out with a 117-115 win over the Razorbacks. Some notable performances in this one. LeBaron Philum Jr. for Alabama had 35 points in 41 minutes to lead Alabama. I think what's even crazier, if you look at Arkansas's, Darius Acuff Jr., he scored 49 points in a losing effort. He played 50 minutes. He played the entire game in a loss. 49 of 115. Goodness, what a game. I was able to catch a little bit of that one. That one, couldn't ask for a better game on a Wednesday evening in college basketball. Arizona played. They got back in the win column, beating BYU tonight. BYU, AJ Abanza dropping 35 in that game of the 68 and a 75-68 loss. Von Karchenkov of Arizona leading the way with 18 and 7. Arizona gets back in the win column. Arizona's a good team. BYU, BYU's only going to go as far as AJ Abanza can carry them, I think, because he's going to score at will. When March comes around, if he's playing at a high level like the top pick he's going to be, it should be fun. He's just going to need his teammates to step up, because everybody knows AJ Abanza is going to get the ball when it matters most. St. John survived against Marquette. Another upset. Missouri, not a bad team. Missouri's kind of on par with Iowa. 18-8 now, beating number 19 Vanderbilt. 81-80, another close one. That one happens. Two more scores I want to get to. Illinois wins big out west. 101-65 over USC. Stojakovic leading the way with 22. Kansas wins 81-69 over Oklahoma State tonight. Darren Peterson, there's a clip you can find. He checked out 2.5 minutes into the second half. Somebody asked Bill Self about it, and Bill Self said on a quote, "We've had this happen more than a couple times. I didn't anticipate that tonight at all. I thought he was good to go. We only got 18 minutes out of him. That's disappointing because he could have had a really big night." He had 23 points on 58% shooting in a win. So he was productive, but he didn't play. I don't know. He got the win, though. So it's a storyline to watch with him, because there's been games where he's missed games and whatnot. It's an interesting dilemma. But college basketball is delivering not only this week, but the past couple of weeks. If you are starting to get into college basketball after the football season's over, now is the time. Now is the time to lock in and start scouting for your brackets because it's a very fun sport. And if you get into the mid-majors, tournaments are coming up here in a couple of weeks. The mid-major tournaments are awesome. You just see some runs. Maybe a team with a losing record gets hot and wins the conference and they punch their ticket to March. It's an awesome time. So we got one more segment. We'll be back. We'll talk a little bit Olympics. Quinn Hughes, American hero today for men's hockey. And then a dog ran on the cross-country skiing and probably should have medaled. But we'll talk about that when we get back from this break. 90.7 ticketfm.com. You're listening to Late Night Lincoln here with Nick Whyman.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first. Now is the time to get a glimpse into living and learning at Doane University through a personalized in-person or virtual visit. We know once you experience Doane, you'll see why it's a place where you can achieve your goals and shape your future. Schedule your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit.
Hi, I'm Scott Miller, Business Development Officer at Midwest Bank's Lincoln branches. As a lifelong Lincolnite with over 30 years of experience in financial management, I'm here to help your business grow and succeed. My focus is building strong relationships with businesses and clients across Lincoln. Because at Midwest Bank, we believe banking is about people, not just numbers. Visit us at midwest.bank or stop by one of our Lincoln locations. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating
and Electrical.
Hey there, this is Paul Shield, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Tired of your furnace running overtime this winter? Let Heartland of Nebraska Windows save the day. Upgrade to stunning, energy-saving triple-pane vinyl windows installed by their team of experts. Every window comes with a lifetime warranty on everything, all for a price you can actually afford. Free estimates, flawless replacements, and peace of mind from a family-owned business you can trust. Don't wait. Call Heartland of Nebraska Windows at 402-430-3852 or visit heartlandofnebraskawindows.com today. All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Fans, are you craving the ultimate game day experience? Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill has your front row seat to all the action. Dive into delicious wings, juicy burgers, and ice-cold drinks, all served up with TVs covering every inch of the wall, so you'll never miss a play. Rally your crew, cheer on your team, and take advantage of game night specials every week. Stop in for a Nebraska basketball game with a party of 4 or more and receive a free pitcher of beer. Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill, right by the Lincoln Airport at 3111 Northwest 12th Street.
It's basketball season, and Salt Mine City is your pregame and postgame headquarters in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Get ready for the game with their big, fatty 7-ounce hamburger or try a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, your basketball headquarters, now open at 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Back to Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is your host, Nick Whyman.
Welcome back, Late Night in Lincoln. One more segment before you send you into your Thursday here at 91.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com, located at 1040 O Street in the capital city. Just got done talking about the world of college basketball, Nebraska sports in general. Let's go to some Olympics. Olympics are winding down. Only a couple more days left. United States hockey picking up a win over Sweden in overtime. Really good match. Was able to catch the end of that one. The United States wins due to a goal from Quinn Hughes in overtime. The United States will now face Slovakia in the semifinals on Friday. Before that, unbeaten Canada will play Finland as well. So United States, Canada, Sunday morning is a possibility still. I'm looking forward to it and hope it happens. Now, I want to get into one more thing about the Olympics. There was cross-country skiing today. And not only was that, that's a tough event. That is a very tough event because that is, it comes down to, it's cross-country but on skis. But the biggest star of the show today was not any of the skiers, that's what the Olympics are about, right? Right, Nick? That's what the Olympics are about, the stores. As you look here, a dog, a wolf dog, they say, it ran onto the course at the end of the competition and ran through the finish line. And that's awesome. I mean, like, give the dog a medal. I mean, this is what the Olympics are about, moments. Where were you when you found out during the cross-country skiing event, these people are going across the finish line and a dog runs on the course? Very interesting. I mean, this is an awesome story. There's videos of it. I mean, imagine if you're competing, you trained your whole life for this moment, and then a dog is there. I'd be like, am I dreaming? Am I hallucinating? Because I just did a cross-country skiing event. I don't know. This was awesome to see. That dog deserves a medal. I guess it was one of the officials' dogs, is what they're reporting. But that is the story of today in the Olympics. That and USA, Quinn Hughes becomes an American hero in a sense to send the United States into the semifinals. But that dog deserves a medal in my book. But that is all I have for you. We'll be here back tomorrow night. Early break tomorrow. We got Beyond the Noise, Beyond the Routine, Above the Noise. A lot of other really good shows tomorrow night. So stick with us here on 90.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Everybody have a great Wednesday night. If you're getting snow, travel safely. But we'll be here. 6 o'clock, early break. Everybody have a great night or have a great morning or wherever you are around the world.